All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD 1000 Web Development Technologies course, I've been creating a series of videos based off of the Mozilla Developer Network Learn Web Development series. So far, I've gone over the entire Getting Started with the Web and the HTML section. I'm in the Styling the Web section, and I've done the CSS first steps and the CSS building blocks. And on the styling text, I'm on the last one, which is the assessment for typesetting a community school homepage. All right, tomorrow I will be going over the layout. This is by far will be the most complex thing that we have done in this series of videos thus far. So it says you should go and grab the HTML. So there's the HTML. I've been using that download file. So we've now got our HTML. Next, I think we're supposed to grab our CSS. Notice there's a big write your own code below here. So there's that. And we are also told to grab the external link icon, which is that. All right. So I've got all that. Alternatively, it says you could use JSBin or Glitch or something else. It's fine. You could paste the HTML and fill in the CSS in one of these editors and use this URL to point to the background image. So there's a bunch of ways you can do this. Okay. So what is that URL? I'll just leave that out there too, just in case I need it. You have been provided some raw HTML for the homepage of an imaginary community college, plus some CSS that styles the page into a 3-column layout and provides other rudimentary styling. You are to write your CSS additions below the comment line on the bottom that says write your own code here to make sure it's easy basically to see what's what. First of all, download a couple free to use fonts. Because this is a college, they should be chosen to give it a serious, formal, trustworthy feel. All right, I'm not going to use the font face. I'll just use a couple Google fonts. All right, so I will go back again to Google Fonts and do just kind of what we did before. So fonts.google.com. And let's grab a couple things that, there's Oswald. I'm going to grab that one, so I'm going to click on there. And well, let's bring in the light. And let's bring in a bold of 700. That looks okay. Popular pairings. Well, one is Roboto, which we had already had. So let's bring in that. So now we've got all of it. All right. So in our head section, this is a link to our file, which I'm going to have to change the name of it. And we have added in our head section, we have added both the Oswald font and hopefully at least we've also added CSS2 family equals Oswald. Well, I thought we'd added both of them in, but I don't see them. First of all, let's come into here and let's save this as style.css. So there's that one. Okay. Now we've got this, but I don't know if I had this whole thing in there for family equals Roboto or not. Yep, there's the Roboto. So we should have them both in there. Good. So let's do this. Let's also come in here and say, let's put in a style tag. And we will say for all of our H1, H2, and H3 headings, I don't think we'll have any more than that, probably won't at least. I'm going to say font family, and I will say here Oswald. All right. And I'm going to say for my paragraphs, I'm going to put in a font family of Roboto. And we'll also put in a serif on each one of these. So let's see, I did not take a look at this before I put the stuff in, but we'll see right now what it looks like. So again, this is still in that download file. So that's what it looks like. That doesn't look too bad. All right. Okay, so let's keep going here. Give the page a site-wide font size of 10 pixels. All right. Now, my guess is it's going to make this look a lot smaller than it did previously, but we'll look. Okay, there we go. Give your headings, define, okay. So what I will do here is I will come in and say, okay, I want my H1s to have a font size of 2Ms. And then I'm going to copy this twice. And my H2s, I'll give it a size of 1.5 M. And my H3s, I will give it a size of 1 M. All right. So since this was 10 originally, this should now be, I would think, what, 2015 and 10? I'm not positive, but we'll check. Doesn't look like it changed very much. Let's double everything. I want it to where it looks a lot different and you can tell that it looks a lot different. There we go. All right. And again, we may have to go and, I mean, that looks pretty big right there, but you get the idea if nothing else. All right. Give your body text a suitable line height. Okay. Center the top level heading on the page. I believe, at least, I believe this is the only H1. So we should be able to go to our H1 and tell it that we want a text align center. Okay, and if I cut down the size of this, back down to 100%. All right, let's make it a little bigger. How about 125? That looks decent. All right. Give your headings a little bit of letter spacing to make them not to feel too squashed and allow the letters to breathe a bit. All right. Let's just do it on the H. Well, we'll do it right here. I think I can do the same kind of thing and say 1.4. All right. Give your bodies, give the first paragraph after each heading in the section a little bit of indentation. Say 20 pixels of indentation. All right. After each section. So what I want is for each section followed immediately by a paragraph. All right, I want that to have a text indent of 20 pixels. I don't see where that's doing any indentation there. Thought that was correct. Let's see if we can look it up in here. Marking guide. Typesetting a community school. It should be a plus sign. And what did I put? I've got section plus P. Is that what it was supposed to be? It's supposed to be H2 plus P. Okay, that was it. We don't have sections in here. The H2 is actually what's being used for the section. So that should be H2 plus P. All right, now let's see if it looks a little bit different. Look for here and look here. And you can see the indent there and the indent there. All right. Give the link, visited, focused, and hover state some colors that go with the color of the horizontal bars at the top and bottom of the page. Oh my goodness. Make it so that the links are underlined by default, but when you hover or focus them, the underline disappears. Okay. Remove all the default focus outline from all links on the page. Give the active state a noticeably different styling so that it stands out. Make sure that the external links have the external link icon inserted next to them. All right, well, let's actually come and take a look and see what they've done here. Now, I'm not going to take the time to go and check on all of this. So I'm just going to do it like this. If you don't understand, you will shortly. All right, so there is my link class, color orange. color gray. Color brown. Color pink. I'm just trying to give everything a color and make sure that all of them are different enough that no two are going to look that much alike. Color green. And color navy. All right. So they will not map up with what is shown with the colors that are actually on this thing here. But you'll notice how much they've changed. So you can already see how these are gray. Green when I hover over them. Pink after I click on one of them. All right. It looks almost like brown after I'm on. Okay. Now it's pink, but you get the idea. So you can go in there and you can change all these in whatever way they have to be changed. All right. Lists. Make sure the spacing in your list works well. We could play with line height and the like. Give your list items a nice bullet appropriate for the design of the page. It's up to you. So again, we could go in there and choose our own. Right now, as you know, right now by default, they're the circles. All right, we could change it to something else if we wanted to do that. All right, I'm just going to leave them the way they are. And then finally, for the last one, as we finish this up, all right, you don't need to edit the HTML in any way. You don't need to make the nav bar look like buttons. So they said you could have made it look like this. That's kind of cool what they've done right there. I didn't do that, but I think that'd be a good exercise for you to try. So as of right now, we have now finished everything in this module, which means that when I come back again tomorrow, we will be going over the CSS layout, and that'll take quite a while because that is the most complex thing that we have done so far.